In this video, I'm gonna show you how to play at the Division I level in 90 days using my roadmap to Division I soccer program. So that way you do not have to guess if you're doing the right things. By the end of this video, you'll know how to boost your confidence, improve your technical ability, and increase athleticism. I wanna make this clear that results within the program are not guaranteed, but it won't be from a lack of coaching. Just so we're not wasting anybody's time, this video is only for high school players who wanna become the best player they can be, take school seriously, and want guidance on the way. If that sounds like you, then this video is perfect for you. But if you aren't motivated to play at the next level, you aren't coachable, and you're struggling in school, go watch my other content that I post for free because you'll learn a lot of new information. But if you are a high school player who works hard, you're gonna wanna stick around because I'm gonna show you how to become a Division I athlete. This is gonna be a lot different than other programs and trainers you probably worked with because I'm gonna help you build an optimal schedule so that way you can become the player and person that you need to become in 90 days. You've probably tried working with a personal trainer, doing drills on your own, or just scrolling through social media trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. These didn't really work because working with a private trainer once a week isn't really enough to take you to the elite level. Also, you were probably training on your own, but you're doing the same drills over and over until you felt like you were getting burnt out. And lastly, you're probably getting blisters on your thumbs instead of your feet because you're scrolling through social media for so long with all of the training ideas that are out there. But my program does not do that. Instead, I teach players how to love working hard and make reaching their goals seem like a game. In order to set yourself apart from the 99%, you need to do what the 1% are doing. It will work for you because I've already helped a bunch of players in my local area improve, and I use this exact method on myself. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Gabe Mercer, or Coach Gabe. I grew up in a small town in North Carolina called Sneads Ferry. I started playing grassroots soccer at a young age, and like many players, my mom was my first coach. By the time I was 12 years old, it was clear to me that if I wanted to become the best player I could be, I would need to surround myself with better coaches and players. My family and I decided to move to Raleigh, North Carolina, so that way I could play for the biggest soccer club in the United States. You've probably heard of them, it's NCFC. When I got there, I had a big wake-up call because I was now surrounded by some of the best players in the country. I realized I was not as good as I thought I was. I ended up playing on the B team for 5 years, but I never stopped grinding in the hopes of making the top academy team. My senior year of high school, I finally made the team, and I was the happiest I'd ever been in my life because all of the hard work paid off. That joy that I felt in my life after making the top academy team was short-lived because my junior year of high school, I committed to a Division I school called UNCW. When I got to UNCW, I quickly found myself in the same position that I was at NCFC, back where I did not want to be. Except this time, instead of being on the B team, I was on the bench. Because I wasn't where I wanted to be, I let this negative emotion spiral for 3 years until my junior year in college. I used to call my mom after every game and cry because I told her that I wasn't where I wanted to be. I wanted to make a change, but I didn't know what to do. It wasn't until I got a mentor that I completely turned my career around. This summer going into my senior year, I made a commitment to reach my goals and I doubled down on myself. I started training every day like I did in high school, except now I had the right mindset as well. I also added speed and agility into my training to boost my athleticism because it was a weak point in my game. I ended my career at UNCW as team captain and leading the teams in goal. At the end of the season, I felt the joy that I had felt just like making the top academy team. Now, my mission is to help players reach their goals faster than I did. In order to become an elite level soccer player and play at the Division I level, you need to focus on these 3 pillars. The first pillar is mindset. All ballers have unshakable confidence and self-belief. If you are anything like me, you probably get upset when you make mistakes or even angry at times when you're not playing well. Luckily, there are ways to fix this. Start by getting clear on your why. Why do you play the game? What keeps you motivated after the worst game ever? What keeps you motivated after the best game ever? These are all questions you'll need to answer for yourself in order to become a baller. The second pillar is technical ability. This is a requirement for success as a soccer player. If you have a bad first touch and can't pass, dribble, or shoot, well then the likelihood of reaching your goals is very slim. Start by focusing on the basics and mastering simple drills that you can do on your own. Then what you want to do is play tons of small-sided and pickup with players that are preferably better or more experienced than you. But a big mistake is that you think that you need to stop training on your own. Absolutely don't do this. When I got to the college level, I stopped doing the little things that I was doing on my own in high school, and my technical ability went down because of this. Even professional players like Haaland, Mbappe, and Phil Foden are constantly crafting their game and working on their technical ability on their own. Lastly, you need to incorporate speed and agility into your training. I see tons of Instagram accounts talking about how working out is gonna destroy your athleticism. This is just not true. As an athlete, you need to develop strength and power if you want to withstand the demands of the sport. Working out and doing speed and agility drills are only going to help you prevent injuries and maximize your athleticism. This process is exactly what took me from the B team to academy team, and then from the bench to team captain playing Division I soccer. It is also the framework that I use to help my players improve. A lot of you may be thinking, Coach Gabe, I can't learn over the internet. And that's okay, because I was thinking the same thing my junior year before I turned my career around. After my mom realized that I wasn't where I wanted to be in terms of my soccer career, she called me one day and said that she wanted me to talk on the phone with somebody that was gonna help me improve. At first, I was very skeptical because he wasn't even from the United States, and I thought maybe it was a scam. I ended up getting on a phone call with him, and I really enjoyed it because he was enthusiastic and truly seemed like he was gonna take me to where I wanted to go. The craziest part was he didn't even play soccer, but I trusted him. I signed up for his program, and for the next 6 weeks, he walked me through everything that I should be doing to improve the development process. This was during the summer, so I had tons of time to build a schedule to work on my mindset, technical ability, and speed and agility. I was improving faster than ever because I was working hard, but most importantly, I felt like I had a cheat code because of the mindset strategies. I was meeting with John each week on Zoom to overview how the week went and also come up with next week's attack plan. It felt like a game, and even though there were days where I was like, what if this doesn't even work? I stopped caring because I remembered how awful I felt before we started, and I was becoming obsessed with the person that I was becoming in the process. Long story short, I ended up going through John's program twice because of how much I improved as a player and person. When I got back to UNCW, I improved so much that I went from starting 1 game to starting 11 games. And I even had family members reach out saying that I improved so much. After finishing up my college career and graduating college, I started to think, what would have happened if John would have also taught me how to improve my technical ability and my athleticism? That's how my roadmap to Division I soccer program was born. As a young player, I wanted nothing else but to become the best player I could be. I was never talented nor athletically gifted, but I had a strong work ethic and I got good grades. By the time I was 14 years old, I realized I wasn't gonna go straight pro, so I changed my goal to play at the highest Division I school that I possibly could. I reached my goal, and during my time as a student athlete, I realized I had one passion that was greater than playing soccer, which is teaching it. So instead of pursuing a professional career after college, I decided to get working with players right away because I had this vision of helping players through my journey and all the setbacks and victories that I had experienced. So if you are hardworking and want to become a D1 level player in 90 days without having to guess if you're doing the right things, go ahead and book a call and we can go over your current situation and how we can help you play Division I soccer. If you are the right fit, we can get started right away. Again, this is only for players who have a burning desire to reach their goals, do well in school, want to play at the highest level collegiately, and are ready to get to work. If you're not that player, Watch my content and you'll get a ton of free value on how to keep improving and get to that level. So at this point, you have two options. You can try to figure it out on your own, which is a perfectly fine option, but it takes a ton of determination, discipline, and self-belief. Or you can work with me and I'll help you through all the setbacks and experiences that I had. Playing Division I sports in general is hard, but for soccer, only 0.9% of high schoolers make it to that level. But that's the whole point. Nothing that is easy and for everybody is worth doing. The work becomes worth doing because the end goal is hard to achieve. Some of you may be thinking, this all sounds great, but my goal is to play professionally. What you have to realize is that college helps set you up for after soccer, which all of you will experience. When I was a student athlete, I learned tons of things that I never would have learned if I would have tried to go straight pro. But if you are a high school player who has pro contracts lined up right after graduation, then this video is not for you. I want to work with high school players who want to play D1 soccer because they know it's the best option to play professional soccer while also getting a college degree. If that sounds like you, I want to help. If I could help you learn how to play with confidence, improve your first touch and dribbling while also becoming faster and stronger, how important would that be for your soccer journey? I already run an in-person soccer training business, so I only want to work with a few players who are tired of second guessing themselves and want guidance. So if you want to play D1 soccer, book a call with me and we can get started.